Now, our next guest is the CEO of FTEN. That's a company with technology that can potentially prevent risky trades from ever getting to market. Ted Myerson joins us from the Nasdaq, which bought his company just a few months ago. Ted, good to have you here on Street Smart. Good afternoon.
Thanks for having me. Good afternoon.
Tell me how the technology that you guys provide can potentially prevent risky trades from happening. It almost sounds too good to be true, but how does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, FTEN's actually sitting in a very unique position because Nasdaq acquired the business in December and keeps FTEN completely separate to the exchanges. And the reason for that is because FTEN focuses on providing innovative technology to broker-dealers, really focusing with pre- and post-trade risk management. And ultimately, that really leads to managing systemic risk in the marketplace.
So, for instance, give me an example. Exactly what's happening pre- and post-trade here to prevent that risk from happening?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we actually provide over about 50 different risk checks that, in any combination, any one of our customers around the globe that can implement in their technology based on the customer profile. But the most widely used really is the fat finger check that is preventing either too much money or too many shares going into the marketplace. But where FTEN really has the unique innovative position is we take it several steps further and we really focus this on a cross-market basis. So this isn't, and that's one of the reasons why FTEN sits separate from the Nasdaq exchange, is because it's not just about trading on one exchange, but it's about managing risk management across all markets, cross-asset, cross-venue.
So Ted, is this about preventing another flash crash, or is this about protecting customers in the case of another flash crash?
I'd say it's both of those and a lot more, because I think the industry has definitely learned a lot, as Joe was just mentioning, through education on what effective risk management can do. And so it's not just necessarily looking at a reactive approach, but I really believe it's now looking at a proactive approach. And what the SEC is recently now they're adopting is something called the market access rule. The market access rule goes into effect on July 14th of this year, and that's going to be a very powerful rule if implemented correctly. And what we're focusing on for our customers is not just delivering technology to meet the market access rule demands for July 14th, but it's really looking above and beyond that on a global perspective in a real-time view.
Ted, Matt talked to Jonathan Corpina earlier down on the floor, and he said, it's really kind of tough to kind of keep up with the changing marketplace. I mean, does this help us keep up? I mean, or do you have to constantly tweak the technology to make sure you kind of stay ahead of those future potential risky trades?
It's a constant evolution, but I really believe is once you have an effective framework, which I believe the market access rule is going to, initiate and force the brokers to ensure that they have in place. And then if they have that right framework and they've implemented innovative technology like FTEN services for its customers, then you're really able to adapt and tweak based on changes in both market structure and regulatory structure as well.
What about the speed of trading? I mean, that's another thing. I mean, speed not always important. We heard from an earlier guest. I mean, but how can you guys make sure you keep up with the speed? I mean, it was kind of wild 1 year ago how quickly things unraveled. Can that technology that you guys have at your company at FTEN keep up?
Well, absolutely. We keep up with it on a daily basis. I mean, in fact, when you looked at what happened on the flash crash, a year ago, on May 6th, where many of the broker-dealer customers that we provide risk management technology to, their internal risk management system may not have been able to keep up with those trades, but the aggregated risk view that we provide to them in a real-time basis was able to maintain with all those transactions that were happening in real time. And so I think, from our perspective at FTEN, we're constantly innovating, we're constantly trying to stay ahead of the curve, adding that value back to our customers on a global basis. And we've really taken into effect that trading is only going to become faster. It's a race to zero in terms of how that latency is, and you need effective technology to be able to manage that, not just on one system, but across your broker-dealer and also on a global basis.
Sounds like it's going to be an ongoing battle, though, to definitely keep up, but interesting stuff. Hey, Ted, thank you so much. Ted Myerson, he's the CEO of FTEN.